What in the world just happened in Dallas? The NFL world is absolutely reeling this morning after bombshell news exploded out of Cowboys headquarters. News that not only stunned fans but left analysts, insiders, and even some former players scrambling to make sense of it. In a shocking and brutal move just days before the kickoff of the regular season, the Dallas Cowboys have officially cut one of their longtime starters. Oh yeah, a fan favorite, a respected voice in the locker room, and a cornerstone of their offensive line. Yes, it's official. The Cowboys have released veteran right tackle La'el Collins in what's being described as one of the most sudden and ruthless cuts in recent team history. Um, Jerry Jones, the ever dramatic, always headline making owner and general manager of America's team, has once again made a drastic and controversial decision that will reshape the very identity of the Dallas Cowboys going forward. Now, before we dive into the magnitude of this move, let's be clear. This isn't just a simple cap casualty or injury fallout. This move, insiders say, signals a deeper, more calculated change in the culture of the Cowboys, a shift in priorities, a tightening of control, and possibly a declaration of war on what Jerry Jones sees as complacency and player entitlement. But let's back up and understand what Lyle Collins meant to this team. Since signing with the Cowboys as an undrafted free agent in what was considered one of the biggest undrafted signings in recent memory, Collins worked his way into becoming a staple of the offensive line, one of the most dominant and consistent run blockers in the league during his prime. He battled through injuries, suspensions, and role changes, always managing to claw his way back into relevance. For a franchise that prides itself on its O-line legacy from the days of Larry Allen to Tyron Smith, Collins was a modern warrior, a symbol of Dallas grit. And now, without warning, he's gone. So no press conference, no proper send-off, just a quiet release buried in a team transaction wire. But it doesn't end there. The timing of this decision has fans and media insiders speculating everything from locker room tension to behind-the-scenes drama that we may never fully know about. Some reports suggest that the team had grown frustrated with Collins' inability to stay healthy. Others say this is about cap space, plain and simple. Cutting Collins frees up several $1 million that can now be reallocated across the roster, possibly for an in-season signing or extension of another player. But others argue it goes beyond numbers. Jerry Jones, it seems, is making a statement. No one, not even veterans, are safe if they're not producing at an elite level or following the program exactly as dictated. It's this philosophy that's been evident all offseason, just starting with the stunning trade of Micah Parsons, yes, the Micah Parsons, who was arguably the best defensive player in the NFL under 26. Parsons, despite his dominance on the field, had reportedly clashed with coaches, missed some voluntary activities, and pushed hard for a massive extension. Instead of negotiating, the Cowboys shocked the league by trading him to Green Bay in a blockbuster deal that brought back 2 first-round picks and defensive tackle Kenny Clark. The message: no star is bigger than the team. And now, with Collins gone, that message grows louder. It's part of what some are calling a total cultural overhaul. The new Cowboys code, where discipline, accountability, and obedience matter more than past production or star power. And Jerry Jones isn't being subtle about it. In a recent interview, he stressed that players must be all in, every practice, every meeting, every snap. Sources say he's even taken a more active role in meeting with players one-on-one, checking their commitment levels, and issuing subtle warnings that jobs are not guaranteed. And this tough love approach isn't limited to aging veterans. Take Trayvon Diggs, the Pro Bowl cornerback who's been the centerpiece of Dallas's secondary. Diggs had his contract reduced by $500,000 for failing to attend off-season team activities, even though he was rehabbing from a torn ACL. That's right. A player coming off a serious injury got his salary docked. And Jerry's response: accountability starts with availability. This isn't just about contracts and depth charts. It's a shift in culture, and one that's dividing the fan base. Some see it as necessary, a wake-up call to a team that's underperformed for decades despite having elite rosters on paper. Others see it as cold, calculated, and even a little paranoid. Jerry Jones turning into a micromanaging executive who's more concerned with control than cohesion. But no matter where you stand, one thing's for certain, this team is changing fast, and the NFL is taking notice. Around the league, rival executives are calling the Collins cut surprising, harsh, and out of character, considering Collins had been recovering well and was expected to compete for his old job. He said teammates are reportedly shocked, with one anonymous player telling a reporter, "If it can happen to LC, it can happen to anyone." That kind of atmosphere creates tension, and maybe that's exactly what Jerry wants. A team on edge, a roster full of players who know they're constantly being evaluated, not just by coaches, but by ownership. And it's not just the veterans feeling the heat. Younger players, including first-round picks from recent years, are being put on notice. Insiders say rookie contracts don't guarantee patience anymore. Either you produce early or you're on the block. This new era of accountability comes with a price, though. Chemistry, trust, morale. What happens when your locker room starts walking on eggshells? What happens when veterans start to wonder if they're next? It's a fine line between discipline and dysfunction, and the Cowboys are walking it blindfolded, but Jerry Jones thrives in chaos, and this may be his final big bet. At 82 years old, he knows the window is closing. He's not rebuilding. He's not playing the long game. He's swinging for the fences, making the biggest moves, and sending the loudest messages, like even if it means cutting beloved veterans days before the season starts. The Collins cut may just be the beginning. Rumors are swirling that more surprise moves could come before week 1, possibly involving wide receiver depth, special teams, and even coaching staff changes. Yes, you heard that right. Sources say Jerry's not happy with how last season ended, and he's promised that 2025 will not be more of the same. He's demanding wins, deep playoff runs, maybe even a Super Bowl appearance, and he's not afraid to burn bridges to get there. Fans are split. Some are calling for patience, trust the process, they say. Others are furious, accusing Jones of sabotaging continuity and turning the team into a circus. But whether you love him or hate him, Jerry Jones has everyone talking. And isn't that the point? The Cowboys aren't just a football team. They're a media empire. And in an era where attention is currency, Jerry is cashing in. The cameras are rolling, the drama is peaking, and now, with Lael Collins out of the building, another chapter closes and a new one full of unknowns begins. The question is, will the team rise from the chaos stronger and more unified, or will the cracks keep widening until the whole thing falls apart? One thing's for sure, the rest of the league is watching. The fans are holding their breath, and Jerry, he's smiling, pulling strings, writing the next headline. Buckle up, folks. The Dallas Cowboys are once again the biggest show in sports, and the season hasn't even started yet.